Hey everybody, it's Odin, Zach, whatever you want to call me, and we are back with another installment into this adventure in Auroros. We haven't come up with a campaign name yet. Guys, you gotta get a crew name. We gotta work this out. Jesus. Anyway.
We've cleared
I had
one
an idea,
tower.
but we
cleared one tower.
Yeah,
We'll
you gotta
get
go do
there.
some heroic shit and then come up with a name. Eventually, we'll get there. Anyway, speaking of the crew, let's hear from everybody.
Hi, I am Amarok. I play the Eldrin Monk, Thane.
Hi, I'm John. I play Henry, the absolutely decrepit and ancient gnome wizard.
Hi, I'm Tarek, and I play Dylan.
Hi, I'm Pat, and I play
Did
Seth
I do it wrong?
Beowulf.
Hold on, what?
Hello, I'm Pat, and I play
I did
Seth
it backwards.
Beowulf, the
And
fighter.
I'm Corbin. I play Vilnirith, the human cleric.
Professionals.
We're doing
Yeah, no, it's so good. Tim, Barbaros, I am coffee.
I am coffee. Okay, well, that was a clusterfuck. Anyway, welcome everybody to Auroros. Alright, so as we step back into the world of Auroros, we meet our adventurers once again the middle of the tower of the Trial of Graynor. Here, they have finally rested after dealing with grueling emotional damage, and with the guidance of a celestial being. So they rest, wake in the morning to an uncomfortable overwatch from the celestial being. And as they all start to assemble and get ready to continue through the tower with this creature's guidance, there is an intense divine presence, and lightning arcs through the entire chamber as another voice booms out and confronts the celestial. And before you appeared Alistair, the actual celestial, as he exposed the one that you had been dealing with, who had slain and then revived Seth for a small slight, turned out to be what you could consider a divine being still, but of infernal nature, from the god of beasts, Cravel. Alistair, now present, the actual shepherd of this tower, guides you through the next trial and aids you in the final as you face the massive stone golems that protect the altar of Graynor. Once you've finished this combat, rather skillfully, some of you wielding blazing swords of light that Alistair summoned for you, because you were not equipped for the beings in this temple. You found a massive stained glass mural, half shattered, that depicted scenes of the past, lupine creatures, and their history, and the true origins of this tower. And through questioning Alistair, you discovered that Cravel created werewolves thousands of years ago. And Graynor, seeing these men and women suffer, but seeing their potential for war and battle, created this tower so they could challenge themselves and conquer the curse of lycanthropy and become empowered themselves and become his greatest warriors. And they did for centuries. Before the cataclysm came, and afterwards, a foe that no one knows the origins of swept through the tower, and the werewolves fled with the jagged stone crown of Graynor. And it is after all of this information is brought to you, you find some knickknacks and treasures on the shattered altar, and Henry, you had
Hi.
you had a conversation with Alistair, and he promised to help you, and took hold of your hands and brought you into a vision where
Oh, right.
you
It's
were,
been a while. I saw a god.
where you were in the audience of Graynor, who you can presume. And though he could not give you much information because it was clouded from his sight, he could tell you that he sensed, though he used many derogatory terms to describe her in a fit of rage, you learn that your mind has been clouded by the essence or power of a goddess whose iconography is tied in with ravens. And that does not ring a bell to Henry specifically. You were brought back, and you all sat to rest around Alistair, who leans on the stairs that lead up to the Shattered Altar with his back against it. That is where we pick up.
So, what do we do now?
How's it going?
Well, we came to the tower to see what we need to just figure out. We gained some information. But I feel your question is not quite answered to your fullest, the Veldrith. But we do need to figure out why we've come across the various demonic in nature things, and entities. It's puzzling and frightening. We should, I would like to generally investigate that a little more, if that's fine with you, Valnereth. I know we came for a specific thing.
I'm not opposed. I also don't want everything to be focused around what I would be more interested in.
I believe.
Anyone else have any suggestions?
I believe we had an agreement. I help you with your task. You help me with mine.
And what is your task that you need help with?
Well, it was to just cleanse nature, but I think we have some devils to kill. This
I
isn't
would
going
never
to stop.
say no to killing devils.
I don't
That
think this is
creature-
going to. There's too many coincidences in the area.
That creature, those fish, all those things do not add up to something good. It still needs to be sought out.
Doesn't feel right.
Chain devil.
We need resources. We need information. Let's head to Maple.
At least back to town. It's a good
Fair.
idea.
Yes, probably for the best.
So I guess we'll be leaving the tower.
Okay. As you all discuss and then start to make your way away, Alistair stands and I will walk you out. And he falls into step with you all and leads you back down the spiraling staircases that lead to the bottom of the tower. Now, you said outside there are devils. A chained devil.
In an earlier encounter, there was.
Yes.
And fish.
I
Demonic.
pull I just pull the jar out and I pop it open and I hold one of the eggs up to him.
takes it and... Certainly born from hell. Does not belong in the prime material. I wish I were not chained to this tower. I could go out and help.
What was it you asked for? The jagged crown to be returned and to unshackle you from your temple?
A jagged crown. King of Wolves. Both.
I make no promises, but very good chance we meet again.
I certainly hope so. If you find the jagged crown, you can find who took it.
Cookie?
I will help you slay them, and then I can return home to the halls of my father.
I know you've been dealing with trying to escape your not compatriots. It's complicated. The one that chained you. But have you heard of anything in the area that maybe could guide us in the right direction to figure this out? Possibly.
You are the first mortals I have spoken to in 1,000 years.
So that would be a no.
When the
Were we
wolves
at least
left,
good company?
some of you, yes. If you are going to seek the wolves, if they are not here, they would retreat to wild places, especially if they feared they were not able to control themselves. The ones who held this tower were good men and good women. They would not want their beastly side to harm others. They would retreat from the world, especially if they were trying to hide the crown. So search for wild places, if you seek it.
Well,
You are not obligated, but it would be a great favor to me. And I would owe you one in return.
Are we at the front door yet?
You're back down in the mirror chamber.
Okay.
Yeah, you can't really leave.
I hold up my hand to the planetar. May we meet again, cousin.
I hope you bring your father's gaze back to the world.
I'll do my damnedest. We may need him.
I certainly hope not. Alistair will turn to you, Seth. Young warrior, there is war in your heart. This trial may have been made for wolves, but learn from it. A steady mind, a steady soul will see you through. I apologize again for my cousin's indiscretions.
I give him a head nod and proceed to uncouple my axe beak.
You, cleric of my father,
Yes.
you will seek the crown.
I will.
Then allow me to give you a parting gift.
Stabs you in the chest.
See, I went the other way with the bounce, chicka,
Break her in half. He's
Yeah,
huge.
size difference. Size difference.
There is.
Large man. He holds out his hand, about head height, and just holds it out to you. Step forward.
I will step forward.
Palms you like a basketball.
He's giving her head pats.
Basically.
Holy head pats.
You all watch as Velnor starts to step forward towards him. Lightning starts to course down his arm and arc through his fingers and web around, and just there's like a nimbus forming around his palm. Yes. Fear not. And he places his hand atop your head. And you all watch as that nimbus shifts and arcs along the crown, the horns that shape along Velnorith's head. It arcs back and forth, just a miniature lightning storm between your horns. And he draws back. A gift from the Father. Use it well. And you find yourself imbued with some powerful storm magics.
Homie's just giving out multi-classing.
Gotta explain it somehow.
I want to be a warlock now.
Poof, you're a wizard.
Doodah.
Sell your soul. There's plenty of deities. I got you, boo.
We just talked to a chain devil. Come on, we were so close. You were right there.
I'm gonna find the god.
Oh, yes, it would give Felnir a reason to kill him.
It's gonna be great.
So you got a whole pantheon listed out. Find anybody on there. We can strike a deal. I got you. Black magics.
Just go to the right forgotten temple. It's fine.
There are.
We are here. We're at the Forgotten Temple. What do you?
Go to the right forgotten temple.
Oh, so this is the Forgotten Temple of Sorcerers. Okay, understood.
Yeah. You got to find the warlock one.
Yeah.
But you gotta
want the
bear
other
left
charisma
on the
caster.
road because if you go right, it's the ranger one. Nobody wants that.
That is.
Yep. Nah.
I just
Wants to be a
that is actually a
ranger.
really interesting concept, and I'm filing that away in the back of my mind.
Oh, sweet God. Okay. So Alistair bows his head to all of you and bids you adieu. Now get the fuck out of this temple.
Perfect sprints. Just it gets out, kisses the ground.
We're free.
Suddenly, there's a door in front of you and there's a riddle on it.
No.
No. You all get out, and the axe beak is there as Seth begins to uncouple it. Tar, what's your passive perception?
14.
14.
Hold on, don't hold me to that. Hold on a second. Yeah, 14.
14. Okay. Fucking high. You see it. Sorry, checking everybody's passive perception because I don't have the shit remembered at the top of my head at the moment.
Quick sheet.
You also see it.
Why did you even ask me then?
I'm asking everybody else because I knew yours was going to be the highest.
It's fair.
Mine's also
14. Seth's is the fucking highest. God damn.
Do you have some stupid feat?
Expertise.
Okay.
I don't
So
even know that. Which
So
So
makes
that's
Seth-
a prodigy.
Velnorith, Tarek, you all notice as you exit the temple back into like walking up the stairs that lead into the flat ground where the campsite used to be, that there's very little remnants of it, just the small like fire pit that was carved in, nothing else. Something catches your eye. One of the trees off the edge of the clearing, all the boughs seem to move and shift slightly. And as you look, there is just an entire host of ravens taking up all of the branches. There's hundreds of ravens in this tree. And they're all staring at all of you.
Saruman.
Those are crows, aren't they?
Does Henry have like one
Yeah.
resting on the top of his cane, his walking stick,
No.
just pooping on him
Can't
from
turn
above?
into a raven yet. I'm sad about it. I could turn into a raven and go have a chat, but no. Not at this level.
You talk with animals?
Yeah, be an animal. I don't know. I don't. Can you speak raven if you wild shape into a raven? I don't know how that works at all.
I think so, yeah.
No.
I mean, I think so.
I
Yeah.
think so. You technically like can't speak common anymore, so like that would kind
Yeah.
of make sense that you could speak the animal if the animals have a language.
Do you
All animals have a
do you
language.
maintain your wild shape? Right? You maintain your mental stats, don't you?
Yes.
Yes.
All right, then I'm gonna say no. You wouldn't be able to speak Raven.
I've definitely played a druid before. I definitely.
I'm fairly certain that's the thing with wild shape. It's different from polymorph because you maintain like it's you. You're just in an animal body. Polymorph is different. You turn into a fucking raven.
DM, I can't remember. We didn't take a long rest after the big golem fight. Yes, we just came straight
No.
from that.
No, you had talked about resting with Alistair, so he sat down, and then you all just were like, "Yeah, no, we're gonna get up and go." So you got up and went.
Yeah.
So maybe we go to town.
I think that's the plan.
I was gonna say,
was
you've
the
been up for
plan.
like an hour.
That's
You have literally been awake for an hour.
yes, but that was a very strenuous hour.
Yeah. What he said.
Mm-hmm.
Very, very strenuous.
Yeah, so that's it. It's you're getting the axe peak, but yeah, Seth, Belnerith, Dark, you all see this entire host of ravens.
Does anyone else? Does anybody say anything? What's the
I'll
fun?
point it out to the group.
Plot hook.
Barbaros, what do you make
No.
of that?
What do you call a group of ravens? I know crows.
Murder. Wait,
Crows are
no.
murder.
That was crows.
Yeah,
They look like crows to me anyways.
I thought ravens was a host, and that's why I said it.
I believe they're called conspiracy or an unkindness.
No, that's ferrets.
Democracy. Council?
No,
That's
I think
owls.
you mean
That's owls.
the
The Council of Ravens is
Parliament
very
of
different.
Owls.
Oh, I assure you, it's a conspiracy. That's the actual term for it, or an unkindness.
An unkindness of ravens.
interesting.
The only reason for birds to be circling is for something beneath them.
They're not circling. They are just all just in the tree.
Watching.
They're not flapping. They're not flying. There's a little bit of flitting and moving, but for the most part, they are still and staring at you.
Well, one of us must be loaded up with corn. Beware!
Just walk
Henry
on.
Henry pulls out some of the crumbs from the tarts that he had eaten that were still like sitting in his pocket, and he just kind of like walks over to the tree and just kind of like spreads some on the ground.
Does anybody walk over with Henry?
I will walk over with Henry.
He's fine. Henry's fine.
I was gonna do.
Ravens fly down, pick up Henry, and fly away.
You
It
are
would
the
take,
bread
like,
giver!
It would take
We
like
shall
two of
worship
them.
you! All others will die.
Henry, as you come
Henry unlocked
forward
fast
and
travel.
throw out the crumbs onto the ground around the tree, a couple of the ravens flit down and they land on the ground among the crumbs that you throw, and they just stare at you. They don't eat the crumbs, but they stare at you.
Henry, confused, will take a few more of the crumbs, weave them in his hand, and then just kind of like hobble over to the closest one and try to like hand them for food, and then he'll like take a piece of the crumb out of his hand, eat it, like to show like food, and then put it
It's
back.
safe.
Like it's safe. to eat.
The larger of the two, the sleek black and purple sheened feathers coat the entirety of the body and the wings, but you notice right on the chest there's just 2 or 3 gray feathers. You've never heard of a bird graying with age, but it cocks its head and stares at you. And it hops forward, not breaking eye contact.
It was quite all right. please just enjoy. It's quite good.
It reaches down, it pecks a couple times, takes a couple of the crumbs, and just again turns that head, and it does the shift, so it's just the one eye just staring right at you.
Is
And
there
it
not
makes
a member of the Pantheon who is synonymous with the Ravens?
Henry will take a
Roll-
seat and in front of it and just, like, if possible, just pet the top of its head.
it nuzzles into your touch. Seth, was that a question to DM or to the group?
To the group.
Anybody proficient in religion can make a religion check.
You know, it's funny how the cleric isn't proficient in religion.
That tracks.
Yeah,
Neither is the
I
Alchemist.
was to say I built a druid that wasn't proficient in nature, so like it's happens.
You do.
Strain gets an
Rival.
8.
Street druids.
An 8. It rings a bell. I mean, you're from the Mother's Heart. The epitome and cradle of godhood in the mortal world. And you remember back to when you were a child and reading the official teachings of the Pantheon. And there is something about ravens, but you just can't quite place your finger on it.
Can because Henry probably still, like, he always has that like sneaking suspicion in the back of his head that he's forgetting something. Like that's just a perpetual feeling. Can Henry make a insight to see if he can recall why he feels like he's forgetting something with the ravens?
Yeah, go ahead.
Can I give him insight? No.
I got a 19.
Guidance.
You can guidance him.
All right, It's a D4, yeah.
D4.
It's +1, so dirty 20.
30-20. The years are so muddled, but you swear in your youth, you had a raven as a companion. Looking at this raven tugs at heartstrings. Almost. It's there's just this, like, you almost find yourself like dabbing at like a wet eye, but it's the where did
Why
that
am I
come from?
crying?
Yeah.
Oh, you think this is something so, like, divine or magical? Hold on. Barbaros
Gestures
goes,
broadly to the tower.
Fine.
So he reaches into his collar and he pulls up this twine necklace, and there's like saints coins all strung across it. And he's looking at like all the different gods and goddesses that he has in each of them.
There's one of these, some beast. What is this one, a monkey? No, that's just a trinket.
The god of
Actually, Barbaros, I apologize. With your history, you can go ahead and roll me a religion check also.
He's just gonna pick one up, and doesn't even know what it is. It's like,
This one's a bird on it. Or it's a
while
finch.
while these guys are going over and hanging out with birds and doing bird activities, I am
No.
going to sit down, plop my totem in front of me, and ritual cast detect magic.
Okay. Barbaros, none of your saints coins or godly icons, none of them have any raven iconography on them. Not a one.
It might be a raven, could be a pigeon.
That's a crow, you daft man.
How can you tell?
I start pointing it out.
You ritually cast detect magic, Tarek.
That's for Umbriel, goddess of memory. Figures I forget that one.
So I'm not in range when I'm casting it, but when I cast it, but I do walk forward. Just
Yeah.
casual stroll towards the ravens.
The tower still glows, and as you As you step up to the flock of ravens, the unkindness of ravens, go ahead and roll me a perception check, please.
While he's ritual casting and then walking up, Henry will, tearing up, not knowing why, but seeing the bird like nuzzle into the hand, will attempt to get the bird to hop up on the hand to be able to like feed and pet the one that has the graying feathers.
Okay.
That is an 18.
18. Hot damn.
I'm a looky boy. I look at things.
I respect that. That is what's up. Technically, yeah, all right. Technically, that is the school of magic. The slightly larger raven that is now like nuzzling into Henry's hand as he tries to like coerce it up. You see the faintest tinge of the red light of evocation magic rimming its eyes. But as a druid, you know some of your magic, healing magic, is technically evocation magic.
Henry,
Oh, yeah, yes.
you've picked the one raven that has magic in its eyes.
It has graying feathers on its chest. It feels so familiar. It's showing its age.
Concentration. Hold on, let me say.
It's not the only one.
Anymore. Hold on, I have another thing I'm gonna
Wrecked.
do. Hold on one second.
Henry just entirely ignored that. Like never broke, not like eye contact, but never broke like visual on the bird. Never looked away from the bird while answering the questions.
Yeah. It is still strongly making eye contact with you. Like it hasn't looked like it's looking into your fucking soul.
If I look back, do I need a Constitution saving throw?
No. Sorry. Yes.
So I go and I sit down next to Henry. Does the raven react to me whatsoever when I do so?
Its
I'm
eyes
just
flit
I'm
to
slow
you.
and gentle. I don't.
Yeah, its eyes flit to you for a moment, and then it shifts its gaze back to Henry.
Okay. I trace a sigil on my mask and use one of its charges to cast Animal Friendship on the raven. Does it take?
Ooh.
Is that an automatic thing, or is there a saving throw of any kind?
I don't know, actually. Hold on, let me see. I didn't get that far. I just
Get the fuck.
if intelligence is 4 or higher, it fails. Otherwise, they have to see in a wisdom saving throw. Or charmed by me for 24 hours. No concentration.
Interesting.
Let me...
I guess birds are wiser than really anything else.
That's true. And delete step one.
I'm honestly, I wasn't even looking for the ability to charm it. I'm looking for the intelligence part of it.
Yeah, no. It the spell takes hold.
Okay.
What does the animal friendship do specifically?
It's my friend now. We can
Okay.
hang out. We can play video games. I mean,
Yeah, it
no.
considers
So
him friendly.
Swap manly
I feel-
stories, and in the morning you're making waffles.
Yeah.
Good reference.
It's okay. So it's just a calming effect. It's more of a it calms the beast, makes it just amiable to just people around it generally. It essentially, we're not gonna hurt you. We're just here to hang out and do stuff. It doesn't like coerce the bird to do anything.
It's like giving a dog a steak.
Yeah, I didn't care about the charming effect. I cared to see if it took. That was
Right.
that
It does take.
that was what I cared about.
It takes.
I mean, I'm not gonna drop it. Actually, I don't even know if I can drop it. It's not concentration, so I'm just friends with this bird for 24 hours, I guess.
There you go.
I am gonna
Oh, go ahead.
reach out and just. I look at Henry. May I?
If it feels like it, I can't say if it'll be pleased with multiple hands or not. But has it hopped up on like my fingers at this point?
It's a little large to hop on your finger. It has hopped up on essentially your forearm. It's like you're
That's fine.
falconing essentially.
That's fine. It hopped up. So I will still petting it, just kind of like turn slightly over, and
I go and I just take one finger, and I just touch its head and just run it back down its back.
It
Does it
it
respond
doesn't recoil. It doesn't flinch or seem aggressive in any way, but it doesn't nuzzle into your touch the way it was nuzzling into Henry's, and it is still like it's just kind of twisting and turning its head, just staring at Henry's face.
Do I know? Being a druid, I would probably have some amount of knowledge on this. Plus, I'm proficient in nature. Do ravens generally get this big?
Roll me a nature check.
Okay. Tark has decided that this bird is the entirety of his life right now, so he needs to.
And while they're doing that, I'm
going
gonna start grinding down that. I'm gonna start grinding
I know
down that
everything
core.
about ravens. I am a raven master. 21.
This is definitely larger than a normal raven. You've never seen one quite this large. It's not massive,
Yeah.
but it's definitely got like 25 to 50% more mass on it than a normal raven.
So I don't sense conjuration magic and it is a beast. Okay.
I'm just standing
I'm
there with like my arms
looking at
crossed.
Henry. Now I'm looking at Henry. Does he seem, outside of the fact that he's sort of in a trance with this bird, does he seem to be any odd effects happening to him?
Henry, is anything odd happening to you?
Henry seems probably somber, maybe a little sad, like a little bit of like, you can not crying, but like you can see the trace of like what a tear came down. But then there's like a little bit of a smile there, and feeling something familiar. And for Henry, it's hard to feel things familiar in a lot of ways because he doesn't remember. So he's just kind of sitting there, a little somber, a little happy, but enjoying the company of the bird.
Now, an above table question from the DM. It's been 2 weeks, so your visions, the vision that you had, the audience you had with Graynor, and all that you were told, you did not share that with anybody.
No.
Correct. Okay.
No, I did not. That was not something I had initially shared. Henry was probably still analyzing it and then maybe forgot a little bit about it. And he'll look at the bird, still petting it as it nuzzles in. Do you have something for me? Still petting the bird.
Cocks its head again, and it chitters, and you almost hear the chittering shifts, and it's roll me a perception check.
Oh, roll high. Please roll high. I want to know what the fuck this is.
Yeah, I'm out of ideas. I did everything a druid can do.
It's
a bird.
an 11.
Is a bird.
Guidance.
Inspiration.
Actually, you know what? I'll burn
Fireball.
I'll actually burn my inspiration for this.
And I will say, Tarek and Velnorith, you're both right there. You can both also roll perception checks.
Okay.
But go ahead, burn
Natural
that.
20.
Natural fucking 20.
That's a good use of an inspiration.
Beautiful.
13.
13, okay.
22.
22. Henry, what was the total? Natural 20, what's the total?
That's only a 21. So.
Okay. So you all, as you are standing there holding vigil over Henry, sitting next to Henry, this bird on his arm, he speaks this question, and the raven starts to chitter and make like strange animal noises. And Tar, you know, ravens can do that. They are a fairly intelligent bird. But then it shifts, like it's almost like it's like clearing its throat. And Tar, you can't make it out, but you can hear that it almost takes on a human tone. And there's words. Henry Velnrith, you hear. Still lost. Still lost. Friend still lost.
Did you hear that?
Henry's surprised and trying to piece together. Foggy. Not quite lost. I'm still here. I think.
The head turns the other way. Stay lost. Stay lost. Friends, stay lost.
But why? I would like to have my memories back.
Be really good for Velnrith to hear the next part. So we're gonna wait for her to get off the phone. She does her basic white girl shit.
Absolute garbage.
Snap.
Somebody better be dead.
It's gonna tie back into your session 0 a little bit, but Henry wouldn't fucking remember.
Right.
Uh,
Velnrith, you back?
so what you missed while you were on the phone, Henry said he's foggy but still there. He thinks. The raven turns its head and said, "Stay lost. Friend, stay lost." And then Henry asked, "Why?" And now, the bird will cock its head straight. Friend, stay safe. Friend, stay safe.
Jesus Christ.
But I am safe. What do I need to stay safe from? What friends? What don't I know?
God, I'm so torn.
Stay lost. Stay safe. Stay lost. Stay safe. And it flutters its wings, and the entire flock lifts, and they all take off.
Henny will sit there and just watch the birds fly away, just confused, just not understanding like what is going on or why he was warned to not recall himself.
Velnrith, you're battling the demons over there.
Yeah.
So Tarek just heard the he wasn't able to really parse the words. He just heard the change in tone and the.
I will say that as it continued on, and Velnrith was like, "Did y'all hear that?" You kind of tuned in a little bit more, and we're starting to pick up. It was speaking, which, again, you know, ravens are capable of very, very minor speech. This seemed a little.
What I'm asking is, did I actually hear the individual words, or did I just hear the fact that it was speaking?
Yeah, the second and third interaction you were able to catch. The first one you heard the tone shift, and we're like, what the fuck was that? And then Velnrith pointed it out, and after that you were able to pick up and catch that it was speaking and heard the words. Only have a sheet in case there's questions, because that might come up. Okay.
And Henry will be just after the flock flies away and leaves viewing distance. He'll kind of just sit there for a second, pondering like what that could have meant and why a raven that he felt some kind of like familiarity to is telling him to not remember who he was. In doing so, he'll pull out his large spell book and just place it in front of him. And he's gonna focus on it. He's gonna sit down and he's gonna try his damnedest to remember anything about why he felt so familiar with the raven.
Roll me a wisdom saving throw.
Oh, good. Saving throws. This should be good. Natural 1 for a 4.
Ugh.
That was rough. I do a balance. I got a nat 20 earlier, so.
It's gotta go back and forth. Velnarith,
Mm-hmm.
Tarek, you watch as Henry just kind of reels from this interaction for a moment, and he reaches down to his side, picks up the spellbook. Massive, thick tome. Places it on the ground. On his lap. Wouldn't put it on the ground. He cares about it too much. And he slips into this state of deep, deep concentration. And you watch his face take on an almost serene expression. And then there's this deep, deep focus. Almost like when he was in the mirror. Just this shift, this change in his posture. And then you watch him go slack. And the face just goes blank.
Oh boy.
And he shakes. Henry, what are you doing here?
Wait, what?
What are you doing here? Where are you?
Context, please. I beg of you. Do I
You've
just hear a
gone
You
voice?
are right now.
You've gone completely blank.
Oh.
And an absolute intense moment of just washes over you. Everything that just happened is gone from you.
Gotcha. Henry will look at his tome. Wonder why it's in his hand. Place it back in his pack. Stand up. Well, what are we waiting for? We're supposed to be going to town. Yes. Right. And then just start walking. That was his task before this happened.
Well, it looks like they finished whatever that was, Bubberus.
Yeah.
Start packing up the some golem core that I was grinding down.
I once watched a woman talk to a chicken for an entire evening. It's entertaining.
How much booze is involved in that?
Well, we ate the chicken. Who said that?
God comes down and is like, tell me this story.
No, it's the ghost from the fire. It just like apparates for like a moment, whispers in his ears, and leaves.
That was good.
Tarek, Elnorth, do you follow Henry as you watch him just do that, stand up and turn around and walk away? Like nothing
Just-
happened.
I stand up and I actually turn to Velnarith. Meet me in my. Assuming we're going to get a room tonight. Maybe in a
Yeah,
room tonight.
we need
Nothing-
to talk.
Yes, nothing untoward, obviously, but I'd like to have a private conversation with you. I literally just said nothing until
I
I
know.
don't know what you.
I'm gonna go scoop up Henry if he walks by me.
One thing we
Oh,
take,
that's cute.
you drink some grape juice. One thing leads to another.
You know, it
You know.
happens, right? Come on.
Henry, as you're shuffling along, Seth just fucking scoops you up.
Oh, whoa. Seth,
Oh.
hi.
I'll set him down on Emberwing's saddle.
Well, thank you, kind boy. My knees are just. Oh,
Take her by the reins. It's quite all right.
I
After all,
appreciate
you
it.
and the other casters held your own quite well in that fight. Might as well leave the legwork to a gesture to both myself and Barbaros. Those of us with a little bit longer legs.
I do in fact appreciate that. Thank you. Why was I crying? Is it raining?
Sometimes it's best not to ask questions and wait for the answer via gentle introspection.
I've done that before, but my mind is not the steel trap it used to be. So I tend to forget.
I'm pretty sure I still have the letter in my bag of holding.
You do. You put it in your bag of holding. I have it here written down, so I pulled up the page just in case you wanted to go over it. I figured that would bring up questions.
Yep.
Okay. Are you going to pull it out and reread it?
Not right now.
Okay.
We'll get to that.
All right. Okay. So, is there anything else in this space with nothing in it that anybody wants to do?
No,
Fane,
get
have
the
you
hell
just
out of
been
here.
vibing?
Yeah, Fane
As he
is just
normally does.
yeah, just kind of watching the whole interaction, going, why are there so many birds? Why are there so many birds? And
Birds.
why is everyone just okay with there being this many birds? Of course, Tarek's okay with being this many birds, but why is everyone else okay with there
Or
being
is
this
everyone
many
else
birds?
okay with it?
Why is Henry going up to a bird, petting it, and the bird likes it?
I really
Yeah.
wasn't okay with this many birds. I just figured if we ignored it, they wouldn't do anything awful.
Yeah, so Fane was basically just in the background, standing with Barbaros and Seth, just kind of watching.
Why?
Okay.
As
So
Tarek
with
walked
that,
up to the rest of the group, I just turned to Fane and Barbaros. They meant no harm. I would be able to tell.
Well, if they meant harm, they would have probably acted upon it. I'll start walking while taking Emberwing by the reins.
okay. So you all head on back to town. It takes a few hours. It's roughly late morning at this point, so you get back to town is in sight around early afternoon. Sun's starting to shift towards the western part of the sky, so it's behind you, which is nice. Sun at your back. You're all familiar to the guards at this point, so they do not stop you on your way into town. Where are you headed?
Tarek stopped Seth.
Hmm?
Didn't you have something you were supposed to do when we left, and you didn't do it? Meet
Right.
somebody?
Yeah, the magistrate of the town wanted to speak. Well, I suppose that will test for once we return. I'll actually ask the guard. Is the magistrate still at their office? Lieutenant.
Magistrate? I don't know. That's well above my station. I mean, you could ask the captain of the guard. She might know.
All right, we'll head over that way then. He's still in her office then.
She's usually there too pretty late.
Much obliged.
I'm going to above table remind you that it was the captain of the guard.
Yeah.
See you.
My character died since then. Cut him some slack.
Fair.
That's why I'm above table reminding you.
The brain got split in half, like, you know.
Literally.
Only the
some
smooth
memory
side
on this
stayed.
side, some memory on this side, maybe lost a little bit.
Yeah, joke's
It's
on you.
fine.
Your insults can't hit me. My brain is too smooth.
Awesome.
Alright, well, I guess I'll take Emberwing wherever the others plan first, and then I'll head over to the captain of the guards.
Seth, my boy. Food would be quite nice. The tarts were quite good, but something more
Substantial.
hearty would be beneficial. Yes.
I'll guide him over to the inn and go ahead and bring Emberwings back to the table after that.
You heading to the Crystal Decanter, the tavern you were at before?
Yeah, where we were before.
Yeah, the 3-story one has the private room, the private dining up in the 2nd floor, and then bedrooms and chambers up in the 3rd. And then just the large, massive fire pit, wraparound bar, and just open floor plan of the 1st floor. Yes. They do have, not stables, but hitching posts out front.
Henry will get a table and order some food for whoever is staying.
I think we should rent out the private dining room.
Just fine by me. I still have the savings I took from when I worked at the Illuminated Circle. So I can handle that, but pretty well. So I will attempt to secure the private dining area so that we can have some privacy eating conversation, what have you.
Okay. You head up to the bar, and Elias, the dwarf hair with the long hair and beard, salt and peppered, got his sleeves rolled up, and he's you realize as you were looking up at him, you can tell he's a dwarf, but he's like belly height on the bar.
Maybe
You realize that, yeah, a stool or like there's a platform behind there that he's able to walk on.
Yeah.
And he lays down and he goes, young master was here with Auroros. How can I help you?
Hello. We would like the more secluded dining space, so we could have food and drink and maybe a private conversation and such.
Of course. Last time, because of what you done, we were happy to comp it for you, but got a business to run, so for the evening, private dining's 1 gold.
That's with the food, base food and drink. I think we did appreciate the lodgings last time, so I figure our party may be here again. Could I take care of that ahead of time? I know it's not that late in the day, but I get ahead of things, you know.
Of course, I like the way you think. Well, how many rooms are you gonna need?
I look to Velnerith. Just no idea.
I think just 3.
Alright. You just want them for a night?
For now, yes. I'm not entirely sure where our party may be headed, I should be told. I don't know if we're all going to be together come the next bout in our adventure. So, for the night, yes. I'm sorry. I ramble.
More information than I needed, young master, but that's all right.
And
2
since
silver
we
per room.
are getting the room or rooms and the private dining room, I don't see why there shouldn't be maybe a little discount applied.
I whack Velnerith on the thigh. They did us a service last time. We want the establishment to survive. I will pay you full price.
I appreciate that, young master, and I respect you for your try. 2 silver a room and a gold for the private dining.
It's 3 gold? Yes. Velnerith, my math is not as good as it used to be.
That is not 1 gold, 6 silver.
All right, and he hefts like this of gold on the counter and just. Yeah. Uh, there, yes. That works. Back into the bag.
Do you count out proper change?
Yes. Yes. 100%. It's one
In
at
copper.
a time. Not in copper. Not in copper. He's not grandma at the shopping mart.
Gets punted out the door by the dwarf.
Elias gathers up the coin. He goes, right. 1 gold covers having the room, base food, bread, porridge, salad, and a pitcher of wine.
If anybody needs more, they can grab it, and I'll pay for it then. But that should get us to start. Yes.
Perfect. Enjoy your meal.
Thank you.
As Henry and everybody else starts walking away, I hang back. I walk up to the guy. I didn't have the heart to tell her she was wrong. And I put 3 silver on the counter. 1 extra room, and if you could bring some grape juice up to the private dining room, that would be fantastic.
So, absolutely. Respect your class.
Gotta keep the lady happy. And Tarek then hustles and catches up with the rest of the
No.
group.
You do not have to hustle to catch up to me.
Yeah.
Fair walking
So-
speed for everyone else.
Actually,
A barmaid comes and shows you up to the 2nd floor, and one of the dozen or so private, like, again, very like Japanese style, just like paper walled fucking sliding doors into one of the longer rooms with the table, comfortable cushioned chairs and benches. Yeah, just a nice private room. And she returns a few minutes later with a pitcher of water, pitcher of wine, and lets you know that the food will be out soon. And again, it's just basic fare. Might not sate Barbarossa's appetites.
That's something.
Okay. So you're all in your private room?
Well, I think Seth is going to run and communicate.
Yeah, he's
Right.
on his
Yeah, so
own.
you've left and went that
Well,
way.
There's 4 rooms and 6 people, so like we're definitely not all in our private room.
Well,
Oh,
no,
you
we're-
went to the
we're at
private dining
space.
room.
The private dining
Oh,
space.
sorry, I'm not paying attention.
Yeah.
No worries.
Apologies. I tapped out.
You're good.
So, with that, dropping you all in your private dining room, and we're going to key over to Seth. Seth, what you doing, buddy?
I'm making my way over to the captain of the guards.
Make him away.
All right. So you make your way over to just the guardhouse that has the large bounty board out front. There's 4 guards posted up, 2 at the door, and then 1 more at each corner of the building that just kind of flank and have visual down the street and down the alleys that lead along the building. They don't attempt to stop you as you make your way in.
Mhm.
And as you enter the room, it's still that small chamber, paneled walls, a door on each side, and then the slatted, like caged teller's desk with the young, what was his name? Yeah, the young man, the brown hair, medium build, splash of freckles, Jonah, that had helped you before. He goes, "Oh, member of the Iron Brand, you're back. You were supposed to be here yesterday. Captain Veilborn was not pleased that you didn't show up."
Alright. Unfortunately, there was some matters that took my attention first. If she's available, I'd like to see.
I'll check. Wait right here. And he scoots back his chair and exits out of there's the door behind him. He's just basically like this tiny little fucking cubicle square. Leaves out of that, closes the door behind him. A few minutes later, he returns. She'll see you. Good luck. That door, and he points to your left.
Understood. I'll go ahead and ascend.
Okay.
We'll go through the door.
Yep. You open the door, and it leads into a hallway. And you have military training, so you realize as you step in and through, the doorway is a lot thicker than you thought, and that wood paneling is actually like a thin veneer on the face of a thick stone wall. And you enter into a tight, windowless stone corridor. Leads about 50 or so feet down. Head down, and there's no other doors leading off of this hallway, no branching ways, just one door at the end. As you make your way down, you come into essentially a T-sectioned hallway. Short way left with just a couple of doors, and there's a guard directly at that door as you come through, and then another hallway leading right. This one longer, seems to stretch to the other side of the building. The guard stands with his back braced against a cage door that is open. You sense that the door you just came through, this would close into it, and to lock it off. And he points.
The siege hall. I get it.
Yeah. Captain's waiting for you that way. He points you towards the right.
Appreciate you, good man.
She's in a mood. Good luck.
No. We'll see what happens as I turn around and start walking backwards. We'll see what happens.
So you head down the right-hand hallway, and it opens up into a slightly larger chamber. Another cage door right where it opens, and on the other side you see another cage door that leads to the other hallway. It's almost like the building seems to just be symmetrical, and this is like an H crossing into one large room.
Makes sense. And
at the center of the room, shifted slightly back, is just a plain wooden table. It's not even a desk, it's just a table. And seated at it is a tall and lithe woman. She's adorned in a beautifully crafted silver and black half-plate set. Around her collar and the pauldrons, it's inlaid with multifaceted crystals, much like the ones seen throughout the town. Skin's sun-tanned. She has long auburn hair that is actually tied into a very tight, thick braid that comes down along her right shoulder, falling down the front of her chest plate. And she levels a gaze at you. He goes, "I am Bran deemed to come see me now."
There were more pressing matters that took my time.
Well, I was just going to do you a favor. Give you a writ of success, as is due by the Iron Brand's headquarters. They send their misses out constantly to let us know that when their boys come through, we have to give them to them.
My apologies for making you wait. However, we ran into some scenario involving scholars missing at the nearby spire belonging to the god Graynor. Lives were on the line, which took a little bit more pressing matter than the writ.
Well, don't know much about the scholars. They were Nemirian. Any success saving any of them? You said their lives were on the line.
Unfortunately, not so much. Planar entities of some form. I believe people call them daemons, things of that nature.
Will they be slain, or should I be sending a contingent out?
No,
She leans forward. She becomes very serious.
no. They fled, or the one in question fled the scene. It is back within celestial hands now.
Just what I need. Right. Okay. I'll send a contingent out anyway to secure the scene.
Understood.
Don't
Try
need
not to
any
enter the area.
surprises.
Try not to enter the area. It is meant to be a form of testament to the god. So, unless you intend to peruse its testing grounds, there's no need to.
I have no need to enter a testing ground of Greynor. He's not my god.
That makes sense then.
Right. Well. Ritz. Okay.
You seem to be in a foul mood, according to your men. Is something not matter?
Foul mood according to my men. Now, which ones decided to open their mouths and say that?
Strange. I'm finding it difficult to remember.
Right. So all of them, just to be safe. Understood.
I would avoid flogging, as that's poor leadership. If there's issue that the Iron Brand can be of assistance with, I am here, and I owe you much.
Whoops.
You've much experience killing demons and devils, young man.
Not many, but I do bear a. In my party, we do have a member of the. Why can I never remember your order's name?
Ceaseless Flame.
It's the Ceaseless Flame. I have a member of the Flame. Oh, yes, Ceaseless Flame. The ones that don't deal with monsters, right?
Now that might be wonderful.
I cannot
been-
speak to what her objectives are or other such machinations, but if you're willing to give me the information, I'll be happy to relay it, and I will assure that it receives on your desk before the morrow.
The same headache that Ingswich facing for 1,000 years. Upticks in demonic activity, as is to be had. It's always one or the other, monsters or demons. We just happen to have demons on the rise. And we are not currently equipped for their kind.
Hmm.
But that is for me to handle. And I've never flogged a man in my life unless he asked for it.
Give a nod. Do you have any information that you would wish me to pass on to our Ceaseless Flame ally? Or simply to ask them to come and see you?
Simply what I've told you. The demons are on the rise lately. It ebbs and flows. This is probably the third... I wouldn't even call it an incursion. The third influx in demon activity since I've been alive. It happens.
Understood then. Mayhap our journey will take us to end this problem without your knowing anywho.
If you can end demonic influxes, that would be a godsend.
Demons, monsters, they're all the same, just called different things.
Oh, they're very different, dear. Very different. Trust me, I fought them both for a long time. Your Iron Brand, though you are unparalleled in your bestiaries and oils and gadgets and all those things, for the most part you stay safe in your fortress in the cities. I have grown and lived with this for 40 years. Bless you, Tofu.
No, then have we conducted our business?
Yes. How many kobolds did you slay? What was it? 7?
7.
7. Right. She takes out a sheet of paper, writes on it with a quill for a moment, and folds it into like this, just leather bound, ties it off with a cord. She hands it to you.
I take it.
Vrit, presented and sealed. You give that to your masters back in the city, and you will be duly rewarded for what you've done here by them.
I place 2 silver coins on the table for notary purposes.
Do not insult me, boy.
I turn and walk away. Money's still on the table.
Insult you, I will.
It's
May your day be merry.
As you leave, you just hear, Brewster, get your ass in here. And the guard that you walk by just goes, fuck.
Pat him on the shoulder. Blame it on the gent at the gate.
He just kind of hangs his head and walks past you. And you're able to make your way back down the siege hall.
Get him, champ.
Alright. I'll give my thanks to Eunice as I head out.
You survived, sir. Good luck. Happy monster slaying, or whatever you do.
Understood. May fortune find you this day.
Long as she doesn't yell at me, we're good.
Alright. Step out and start heading back to the inn.
Okay. Swing on back to the inn. You're all in your private room. Seth has been going a little bit. You now have porridge and mixed fare, bland vegetables, pitcher of wine, pitcher of water, a small jug of grape juice.
I'm
Then,
mostly waiting for Seth to come back before.
okay, montage style. Seth bounces through town. And Seth, you said you're going back to the inn.
Yep.
Right about now, as your food is just cooling down enough to be comfortable to eat, Seth walks in. Sake of brevity. There you go.
Apologies for the delay.
No problem. No problem. Henry's got his tome out in front of him, just going over his notes, with a glass of wine there that he's been sipping a little bit.
How large is
Thank
this
you.
table?
It is like 3 picnic tables long, so a good 20 or so feet. It's large. It's
I
meant to
start
be
placing my
a-
alchemical components on the table.
Thank you for renting
Ju-
the space, Henry, in the rooms.
No.
Oh, you covered it,
no
did you, Henry?
problem. Yes. It was easy enough.
Much
I s-
obliged.
I still have my savings from working in the illuminated circle, so it's just simple enough.
I need to decide on
Seven.
how much I want to tell them.
Isn't that
It's
the
all you,
question?
baby.
Isn't that
While
the
they're
question?
eating, I will be absent-mindedly working on some form of alchemical concoction.
Sure.
No, not at that
So-
table.
A strange, small metal cylinder that I'm filling with the grind-up components of that golem's core.
Seth, put that down.
Not yet. Working. Take a hit of the wine.
I open up both the nostrils at the top of my snout and I just blow them towards what he's doing.
Like some of us have nostrils larger than your eyes.
A
on
fair
break
portion of the
you.
ground up powdered stone all over you.
Hmm.
Put it back into its container. Remove my goggles.
That answers that.
Did
Henry's
you make a roll for it?
Yeah, I rolled a D100.
Gotcha. Henry's doing what?
Henry's gonna be combing through his notes. He took notes on the vision that he had with the conversation he had with the god. Not very detailed, because he jotted them down quickly. Was there something we did with ravens? just not even like just muttering to himself, asking questions kind of to the ether. We did something with ravens, hawks. No,
You befriended ravens for quite some time, if that's what you're referring to.
befriend. I haven't seen a raven in quite some time.
You saw one today. Several, in
We
fact.
saw many today.
Many.
What was the term used? An unkindness?
I believe that's normally what you call a gathering. An unkindness or a conspiracy. So I
There
grab a
were
small amount of
dozens.
ammonia and stick it into Barbaros's food when he's not looking.
Roll me a sleight of hand check.
Oh, I'm good at that.
No. I wrote down here something about
Good.
raven.
Natural one.
Natural.
I make sure he watches me do it.
just
Like
never.
locking eyes with him.
Yeah, never breaking eye contact. Just drop.
That happens, Barbaros. You just watch as Seth just stares at you and just brings out a vial of. With your draconic senses, you can smell the ammonia as soon as he pops it, and just brings it towards your food and starts to pour it.
My dinner smells like cat piss now, Seth.
Oh god.
That was payment for the gemstone dust.
Oh god, I love it.
Turn to the barkeep. How much do these chairs cost?
More than your meal, Barbaros.
Somehow I doubt it! As I take the meal and flip it over, grab the chair. Come here, you little shit!
Let's go, old man.
It's wonderful that at least they're just bullies to each other.
Yeah.
If you fight in my tavern, you will not be welcome back, you big lizard.
Anyways, there's
I'll pass him my meal.
something that I
Wine
need
mule.
to share if we are going to be continuing venturing together. If we plan on continuing to adventure together.
Oh, we haven't had enough trauma sharing yet.
Where are you headed?
I'm glad another one of us noticed that we didn't learn a damn thing about you in that tower.
That's true.
Fane just like the mouth just like snapped shut.
I was talking to Velnerith, but it was like side eye at Fame too.
Ah,
Yeah,
It was
you were
pointed
pretty
this
locked
way.
down, honestly.
it was pointed this way, but it was more of an area of effect.
Collateral damage. It's fine.
That's called ricochet, baby. Yeah.
Well,
So which
okay,
way are
guys.
you all headed then?
What is everybody's plans?
I'm shoveling food into my mouth.
Find out where the chain devil came from. God, this tastes still like cat urine.
I gave you
Grab-
mine, you blathering old beast.
Everything smells like cat urine.
Grab his drink, drink it down, put it down. Grab my drink, drink it down.
I offer grape
Wait.
juice.
We need to do something about those damn fish. I doubt we can eat them. Wait a minute, isn't your order supposed to do something about demons?
Yes, and I do plan on hunting them down.
Hunting them down. What kind of information do we need first?
Well, we gotta figure out where they're coming from.
Means, motive, opportunity.
There's a form of incursion in the region, apparently.
We're gonna need money if we're gonna be seeking things out. There's a bounty board in town. We can pick up a few jobs, gather some gold.
That is a good plan.
means
Money
not
would be
bad.
nice.
The logical idea is that they would be upstream, would it not?
Possibly, unless they set up the spawning pool inside that exact fortification. Unknown.
But
We
they
need
weren't,
better
at,
information.
they weren't at the fortification, they were north of it. We found them well outside.
Yes, and that's where you find salmon, is upstream, even though they don't begin there all the time. They come in from the sea.
What if this was only one of many, how would you say, spawning pools? A large-scale operation normally doesn't have but one host or one house A goblin nest doesn't have but one entrance.
I got like food halfway to my mouth, and I'm not gonna drop it like, damn.
You might be right.
It might not hurt us to gather rumors and other such things while we're at it.
Yeah, we'll
The
have to do a
devil went somewhere.
circumference.
Hmm.
What about the other elves in the forest? They have settlements in there.
Perhaps I know nothing of them.
You're an elf, don't you know all other elves?
That's racist. You
Yep,
can't say
That's
that.
racial.
That's pretty much what
profile.
Barbaros just like, you're an elf? What about all the other ones?
What about the other elves? Not good.
Mayhap
even know your
trading
own
caravans. Mayhap any of the traders coming in during the morning or leaving.
Ah,
They
yes.
may have best knowledge as they would be going to and from different settlements in the area. They might be able to report on any kind of happenstance, trouble they may be running into.
Tinsmiths. They're the ones that go to all the other farmsteads.
No? Then it seems information gathering is our next objective.
Indeed.
If everyone is interested in hunting down this demonic plague,
You call them
you're
demons,
welcome.
I call them monsters, either way.
It's not even a question.
They are very different.
So you say. So is a goblin from a kobold.
They bleed,
Or a man
they
from a
die.
tree. So is a man from a tree and a blade of grass from a god. At the end of the day,
Those are
though, as Barbara
Very
says,
big
if it bleeds,
differences.
it dies.
Well, that's the thing, is that it's complicated. They don't die, but we keep their souls so they don't return.
Well, then in the interim, I can at least alleviate the sickness, as it were, while you can cure it. Good.
Vilnarith. Tarek just interrupts Seth completely. Where do they keep the souls?
You see,
Is that something I can share?
I would assume it's a trade secret,
Yeah.
similar to our understanding of gunpowder.
No, it's not a secret per se. The exact way it works is a secret, and its precise location is a secret.
Like Tarek's not looking to see, like, tell me everything about how you make, like, tell me the
No.
manufacturing process, give me coordinates.
so-
Like, I just general area.
The Ceaseless Flames Keep is east of Nautilus. It is. Let me. I know these things.
I don't have the map. You don't have the map of what Nautilus is on.
I do. Myself.
Nautilus
Oh, it's a
is
city.
upper-
Sorry, I thought it was a. Okay.
Yeah. So the
They're
Ceaseless
here in
Flames
the
Keep
O.
is between Nautilus and Highwood. It is actually nestled into that mountain range there. And
was close.
the Soul Cage is housed there. It is their fortress. It is fucking built and protected. Heavily fortified.
I would relay that. Like, that is genuinely where it is. And pretty much when we kill a demon, we collect its soul, and I'll show my bracelet. And then when we return, we deposit them, because otherwise, if they are just killed, they go back to their realm and are reincarnated, and then they will come back.
In time. Much like the ebb and flow of monsters. Some survive, grow stronger, the pack becomes better, more equipped. Eventually you have rises of heroes, ones who learn, adapt, develop tools, can fight men on equal ground.
I don't know nearly enough about the Infernal. I know nature, and the fact that it is now out of balance.
Well
Do
done.
they
The
birth?
course seems well.
Is there a set number of demons, or would you eventually capture all of them?
We have been fighting them for thousands of years.
Yeah, roll me a religion or an arcana check.
Like guidance myself.
Do it!
I'll do.
Oh,
I
he's
was gonna
grew
say,
up
I
with
was
it.
say Tark puts his hand out and like puts his hand on her palm and just stares dead into her eyes and casts guidance.
Unnatural 20.
Alright, 30-20. So, Velnorth would know from her education with the Seas of Flame. Alador is the Lord of Hell. He is evil incarnate and the father of all demons and devils. And much like humans, elves, dwarves, the mortal races, they exist in all the circles of hell and reproduce and spawn more. The difference is when they die, they don't head off to another plane. They're in their plane. They are immortal when they're essentially immortal unless they're killed in their plane. So they breach through to the prime material to wreak havoc, kill, murder, all that fun evil shit. And when they're slain, they go back, but they keep all of their memories. They keep grudges, and they grow up the proverbial ladder. As a devil spawns, or a demon spawns, they spawn as the lowest, like a goddamn tadpole in the pond. But eventually they grow and change and evolve and become stronger. Every barbed devil you run into once was an imp. Every fucking Balrog once was an imp. It is, if you're not culling them, eventually they could all reach that level. The only stopping point is the princes of hells and the lord. Those are set by divine law. There's only 7 princes of hell ever. The only way for another to take that seat if they reach equal power is to slay the other. So that top seat is forever changing. The same is true for Alador's seat. Just no one's ever reached the strength of the Lord of Hell. Some have tried and failed miserably and been slain instead, because he doesn't care. He will. If you're not strong enough to defeat me, you need to die anyway.
Mm-hmm.
And that is the human's understanding of the hells is every single demon and devil is vying for that top spot. And it's what he feeds on. It's what Alador feeds on, is the strife and cruelty and schemes of all of his children trying to rise up and usurp his throne. And they use human souls as fuel to do so and to prove their worth.
So I'll do my best to kind of just like in a gist explain that without going into like extreme detail. Just that, like, without my order, literally humanity probably wouldn't exist.
Mm-hmm.
Because, yeah.
With an unnatural 20, and honestly, Barbaros would probably know about this too. About a century ago, the border of Alandon and Ered Hest, if you're actually looking at your map, that massive rolling hills, that's a barren landscape. It is the Hellswept Fields. The forces of hell forged a portal there and broke forth. That used to be cities and towns. There was dozens there. They broke forth and laid waste. It was an absolute siege. And while the forces of man and other mortal races tried to hold them back, it was, as they slayed one, there was just always another. And yeah, they were just coming back. It was only through the skills of the Ceaseless Flame that you were able to quell that that war, because eventually you were able to actually thin their numbers.
How did they forge a portal into our realm?
Do we know how they forged a portal?
Roll a history check.
This is just Tarek says words, Vilnerith rules. Tarek says words, Vilnerith rules.
15.
It is heavily speculated on that there were mortals who were corrupted by one of the stronger demon princes that essentially in mirrored Primaterial and Hell space, both of them forged teleportation magics, which opened the rift.
Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
So you relay that to me, or
Yeah, I'll relate it.
Getting that deep lore on the world right now.
well,
Yeah, I will
I
start
guess
talking
sooner or
about a
later.
lot of this stuff and whatnot, and then no, I didn't know what I was gonna. I'll pull out the letter.
Okay. You'll watch as Velnerith from her bag pulls this heavy, incredibly well made but slightly yellowed parchment envelope and letter. There's a large wax seal pressed into it that has been broken.
Henry's not seeing any of this. He's very much still deep in his notes, looking back on the day, the week.
Does she look like she has some form of disdain for this letter?
Roll an insight check.
I would also like to roll an insight check on whether or not she actually wants to share this information if she feels forced to.
You also roll an insight check.
14.
14.
23.
Okay. Separately, Velnerith, out of 14, are you openly disdainful toward this letter, or?
I wouldn't say disdainful, more of hesitant,
Okay.
because Yeah.
A letter from a former lover, I take it.
And then on a 23, Tarek is trying to gauge whether you feel obligated to share this or if you want to. 23 insight check, what would you say?
My money's on jilted ex-lover.
Velnirith knows that this isn't her knowledge to share, but out of wanting to figure out what is going on, and especially with what had happened earlier today, she does feel a little bit obligated to explain at least what she knows, but she is terrified.
Spill the tea. Do it.
Yeah. So Tarek, you
So,
pick up on that.
yeah.
She seems heavily torn. Like
So
this.
the one hand that she still has on the table, I give it a squeeze. And I just mouth to her, save it for tonight.
Huh?
Baby. Hi, how are you?
Oh, we're gonna give it to you. This is great.
It's going to be the entire thing. It's going to be sessions and sessions from now.
Yes.
What did they do in the room? Nobody knows.
Nobody knows.
Could be anything.
They left it. All that was left was a chair in the center of the room.
We fade black in this campaign. 'Cause
Oh, absolutely.
I
No, fuck that.
I don't want to roleplay sex with none of y'all.
No.
I don't want to either.
I don't know. Henry might. No.
I mean, I can get down with the old gnome man. I might be game for that, you know?
No.
I forgot what I was doing.
Roll dexterity to figure out how it works.
Rolls up, pays for the room, immediately forgets what he's doing, walks away.
Hooker's
Easiest
dream,
payday
man.
ever made.
Oh no.
Yeah, especially since no one else was really paying attention.
You also just
she-
pulled out a letter, said you were going to share something generally, and then are going to put it away.
I legitimately said, "Oh, it must be a letter from a jilted ex-lover."
I think you might be past saving it, but that's you.
They don't seem to give a solitary shit, so.
Thane, Barbaros.
Fane is
sitting
very
in
much
silence?
watching what's going on. Has been involved, but it's mostly been Tarek asking questions and Velnerith explaining how the world works. So it is Fane has been involved, but not vocal.
The infernal birds and the bees talk. When a mommy
know.
demon and a daddy demon love each other very much,
Hmm.
they take over
They
the
make
world.
a bracelet.
Yeah.
They make a bracelet.
They sacrifice a human mortal, and a baby demon is born.
It tracks.
No, she will read it to everybody, even though not everyone understands what happened earlier. But she'll read it and then kind of explain her thoughts on who
God.
she thinks the Raven was.
What does the letter
Okay.
say?
Do you have it written down, or do you want me to read it out?
I do not have it written down.
Read
Okay.
it out.
So,
terrible.
Hey!
Velnerith
For
Velnerith
cranberry.
pitches this out, pulls out this letter, and she reads, "My dearest friend Henry, I pray to our maidens that you can forgive me when this is all over. You are the bravest and most knowledgeable man I have ever met. Your sacrifice will never be forgotten, and I hope when all is well and you are safe, I can fix this. I will miss you deeply. Devotedly yours, the Raven."
Does anything happen to Henry hearing this a second time? Henry's not quite paying attention to what's going on at the table. He's still going through his notes, so he's
Yeah,
he's
how-
half hearing this.
I was gonna say, how engrossed in your notes are you?
Henry is like, think if you're doing work, but you have music going on in the background. You know there's music there. You hear the lyrics, but you're not like immediately like involved in the lyrics of the song. You're more focused on what you're doing, but you know it's there and you know it's happening.
You're listening, but
I-
not hearing.
Yeah. As Velnerith reads this, you're not so much coming to like a clearer state of mind, but the events of the day are starting to resurface.
Do I remember the raven I pet?
Yes.
Probably that
Vaguely.
sense.
Vaguely.
Do I remember that sense of familiarity?
Strongly.
Henry would probably stop doing it, stop like messing with his notes and like reading and rewriting things, and probably just like the single tear comes back, just faintly, and then he kind of like shakes it off and continues what he's doing.
I mean, that's all well and good, but that's a separate issue than what we had at hand.
Is
You
this
said
what
Velnerith.
brought you here? I'm confused. Who gave you this letter? What does it have to do with the issue at hand?
Yeah, why do you have it?
Because Henry gave it to me.
I will say, Henry didn't give it
Well,
to you per se when you were in
yeah,
his
he-
office It caught your eye because it was tucked away, and he reacted viscerally to the letter. It was your first time seeing the shift of personality and mental state back and forth, which has become more prevalent ever since that happened. Like when you first met Henry, he was always just kind of forgetful and confused, just like a kindly old man. Since you showed him the letter and read it out to him, these shifts in mental state have started.
I know. I'm telling them that he gave it to me.
Okay.
Why does Henry trust you? I'll ask Henry this. I just asked Henry.
I was gonna say, why does he trust you?
At hearing, like I said, generally like hearing what's going on, but not really processing really what's going on while reading through stuff. She's my student. Why wouldn't I? Trust her. Just continue reading, going through his notes.
You are a wizard. He is a cleric of Graynor. You might as well be from two different worlds.
She showed up at the library. I had just general knowledge of the information that she sought, and just generally in charge of that section of the library. And we got to talking, and I wanted to help. Damn it. Notes don't make sense.
Pretty much it. I've known him for 8 years now. But it wasn't until I had read this for him that he started to occasionally react differently.
I don't know what you mean. I am a knowledge seeker. I may be short at times, but reacting differently. I don't feel that's the case. Again, still staring at his notes, combing through it.
So Tarek, slowly on the back of Velnareth's hand, slowly with his finger writes out bullshit.
It's cute.
And then winks at her and takes his hand back. Goes back to his grape juice.
Mm-hmm.
You said after reading the letter, you would share who you think the Raven was.
Oh,
Who do you think the Raven is?
I think the Raven is connected to what I'm assuming is the woman that is in the letter. Because it was signed by the Raven. So it might not necessarily be them, but it is connected.
I will, in this moment, like going through my notes, I will slide over to Velnareth, the section that I had written down about the brief encounter with Graynor, and all it really says is because I've learned to do shorthand in my memory to try to write down the key information before I forget it. So it'll say Graynor information, Raven, Fog connected. She is disliked by him, and that's all that will be written. And I'll slide it over to Velnareth. I'm sorry, my dear. Do you remember this? I'm drawing a bit of a blank.
Do I know about Great North's sister?
Roll a religion check.
Got
Poor cleric just have religion checks thrown around left and right.
12.
12. In your studies, you were kind of devoutedly and single-mindedly focused on a single god. So the prime deities are known to you in passing, but Graynor is really your own focus. A raven icon again it's not pulling anything to your mind. There's definitely no prime deities that are depicted through raven iconography.
Okay.
Do you remember this happening? I don't. I'm sorry, my dear. I can't quite place this note. The fog is getting heavy again.
No, as far as I'm aware, this did not happen. Because this only happened for him, right? Like none of us experienced it.
You watched the interaction, and because you're pretty finely tuned to Henry and his actions, because he wanders off. He interacted with the Alistair, the Planetar. They clasped hands for a few moments, and then Henry gasped and said, "You need to warn a man before he meets a god," and then backed away, and you all then decided to leave. Just everybody glazed right over that shit.
I just assumed he was rambling. I don't know.
Again, yeah. Henry rambles about random things, slaying dragons, meeting demons, like all this stuff that sounds like other chaos half the time.
Yeah, but you saw that interaction, but Henry didn't say anything to you.
Tarek just looks back to his food. My salad's getting cold. Okay. Just start eating.
Salad's getting cold.
Isn't
Fuck
that
out of here.
Just the worst, like, I don't want to be in this conversation anymore. 9 charisma.
Amazing.
Fucking art imitating
yes.
life.
Look at the
Hey,
time.
Hey, I heard that, Burial.
Oh yeah.
Anyways, I'm not sure exactly what it means, but it's a hunch. And we all did see a little bit of what he was like in the mirror room.
This roleplay is just fascinating.
Mm.
The
So
overwhelming
anyways-
silence.
All of the dead
It's not even
space.
close to done either.
To be fair, Seth has no horse in this race, so
Henry's looking through his notes and he's like half listening to the conversation.
Okay, cool.
Seth is still trying to convince himself that demons and angels don't exist. So.
Yes.
Yeah, he's literally met one of each and is like,
I don't.
yeah, not
you
sure.
guys keep calling them like they're different things. A monster is a monster, regardless.
One off.
A human is a monster. There's
Fair.
no difference. A monster is a monster. It's the action
Appreciate
that makes it something. You can call it whatever you want, paint it with a different color. It doesn't matter. At the end, core inside of it is still a monster. And monsters have no souls. They die. That's it.
I feel like Seth is a flat earther who also is like an international traveler and has actually physically flown around the world a few times.
I don't think you guys are really following his path. See, the difference is you guys are calling them these things. And
Oh,
you're
yeah.
right. They are this and that. But here's the thing. He views them as monsters.
Yes.
Everything is a monster. Everyone at
Yep.
this table is a monster.
It's like saying that everything's an animal kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, that's a bird, and we're humans, and like this other thing, but it's all animals at the end of the day. That's
He's
how
a
Seth sees
broad
it.
stroke kind of guy.
because that's what he has to be.
Broad stroke.
Monsters
So-
hide in any skin. Have
So
you
what you're
not met a
telling me is that-
doppelganger in your life?
So what you're telling me is that Seth does in fact believe us. He just needs intense therapy.
No. He just knows full well that at the end of the day, you can't trust your own shadow.
So yes.
Yeah.
We
So
went
yeah.
through that tower.
Yes.
We all need intense therapy.
It kills me because he's
PTSD.
from Alandon, where like sentient monsters are welcomed.
And how
And,
quickly
like-
does it take for anyone to give in to their baser instinct? I
Well,
told
that-
you, even a man is a monster.
But that also makes sense where Alandon monster, like a sentient monsters,
I've
are
met
accepted
men
because
who
then he
harm-
also views people and sentient things in civilization as all monsters. So it actually does make sense that ideology, that
Like,
that
I
way
accept
of
that the
thinking.
king of Nautilus is a vampire, but I know that other of his kin prey on the innocent.
I'm gonna give in to my inner monster. Tarek, give me that drink.
Reach across the table.
Yeah,
take that drink.
I pour him a goblet of grape juice and I pass it over. I don't give him the jug. I leave the jug.
He's totally expecting this to be booze.
Henry, you're not finishing that. You ate it too slowly.
That's booze, or do you?
I can tell the difference between good and weak. I slide Barbaros a gold coin just to get something better.
Something better.
Henry, this is not about better. This is about getting drunk.
Like, take the drink, drink this one, drink that one. Okay.
So you chug the drink that Tark slides over to you, and it's just grape juice. There's not a drop of
Hint
booze
of-
in it.
So I take this, I'm staring at it. Like, slowly look over at Tarek.
We went over this last time. I can't drink. I have a fire elemental in my fucking chest.
Who is also a child.
You
wanna see what
demon
happens
spawn
when
of
you drink.
Bezil, goddess of guile. How dare you give me this juice?
You said give me that drink and I gave it to you. I don't know what you want from me, Barbaros.
I think I have something here that'll help. There you
No,
go.
I'm-
Pure rubbing alcohol. Maybe that'll help you.
Pours the ammonia in it again.
God.
yeah, maybe it'll get rid of the smell of cat piss.
Like, flip the drink over the table.
I'm done with you all. I need to sleep now. Hey, angels, demons, devils, monsters, kobolds, who cares?
So he gets up and he's
Oh,
like,
finding
bouncy
a
in the
room.
morning.
Yes, bounty board, morning. Considering I'm not gonna have a hangover after this weak evening.
Barbaros.
What?
I pull my water skin out filled with the whiskey that we
Oh,
got from
yeah.
the barrels. I
open it up,
or
sniff
the,
it.
the alcohol, whatever it is from the barrels. I hand it to Barbaros. I'm probably not going to drink it. It's-
Oh, sweet Mother Grain.
So he hands you this open wineskin, and as you lift it, you can just smell like this sweet, like bittersweet blackberry scent, and just pungent alcohol burn.
All I ask is you just leave a little bit so I can identify it later.
A little bit. Oh, yes, I'll leave you a little bit. Ah, sweet goddess of travels, I'm going to visit you tonight.
So he tips up that wineskin and heads up towards his lodgings.
Sweet. Yeah, it is a delicious and powerful blackberry mead.
Yeah, he can't taste any of it. It's just going down the pipe. Because everything smells like cat pee.
Fucking Seth and his ammonia. Barbaros heads off to bed with the wineskin, and what are the rest of you doing?
Eye contact. Sticks it in the food.
Yes, that was great.
I take what grape juice that Barbaros had left. I'm assuming he took a sip, spit it across the room, and then just left. I'm gonna take it. And I'm just gonna sip at it. Perfect. Go to waste.
Some mild aroma of cat pee.
Go ahead and stand up. I have some work I can do during the evening. Good night, all.
So heads off.
Mm-hmm.
Yep,
Anybody else want anything to do at the table?
Guess we'll just go to bed.
All right. You all break off and head to your
no,
rooms.
Tarek,
Um,
Tarek does look at Velnerith and just gives her a glance and then he goes into
Fine.
his room. You don't have to follow. I'm just that's
Henry will head off to his quarters.
So the headboard is knocking.
Stupid.
Seeing Tarek and Velnerith stand up to leave, and then Henry preparing as well, Fane will actually reach out and then motion to Henry. Henry, if you will stay for a moment, I have a question for you.
Yes, that's fine. How can I help?
This has been... I've traveled on my own for months now, and I have spent much of my time watching the lives of others. I have not been involved in many besides what it takes to make the money to get by, to sustain myself. This is first real involvement I've had in anything since I left home, and I'm not looking to get into that, but we have an interesting mix of people in this group, don't we?
Yes, we do have a quite a colorful group. Solitude is a powerful teacher. You learn about yourself and more attentive more often than not to the surroundings that you have. But perspective is something that is sought after by many, and you have quite a few with varying perspectives, different lifestyles, different ways of thinking, learning from individuals such as what we have. It is a beautiful thing. You can really get a grasp of the greater world in all of those situations. We're learning from what their trials, their tribulations, their wants, their needs. And it can be quite enriching.
And it has been.
I'm
Where-
sorry, you had a question.
I did. We learn more about how Seth views monsters and people in general, it seems. But of all of us, it seems, though you may forget much of it, you have the most experience dealing with these things, and certainly a different perspective than he does. How do you view monsters? Have you ever shown mercy to monsters?
It's a very apt question. And Henry just starts staring off into the distance for a moment, and just he almost seems to vanish from the conversation, with his face in his eyes, but his mouth still moves. The world is filled with various creatures and different types of things. The world is very overwhelming at times, and there are many creatures out there that one could classify as monsters. But if you are willing to take the time to learn to understand what it takes for that creature to survive. You can truly understand what drives them. And yes, mercy is something that you can find for an enemy. Mercy is something that you can seek for a foe. But it's understanding if mercy is something that is required in that moment. Mercy can be a blessing, but it also can be a curse. Mercy for the wrong individual can lead to turmoil for you and the ones that you love later down the line, but in the right moments can shape a future that you do not quite understand. And his eyes start coming back to him, and he kind of glances back at you. It's complicated, truly, to understand another, but we try.
Thank you, Henry.
I am happy to help where I can.
They stand up. I appreciate your time, and I do think it is best if we also get some sleep.
I quite agree. Would you help an old man to his room? I would appreciate
Of
it.
course.
The stairs aren't quite kind to the knees. Make our way to my lodging.
Okay, as the two of you being the last ones exit the private dining room, there's a barmaid who's just kind of like waiting at the door, kind of like almost impatiently as the evening winds down. She's just trying to get the room clear. She wants to go home.
As Fane walks out, sorry about the smell. Barbaro spilled something. Talk to him about it if you have an issue cleaning it up.
She looks at you kind of funny and like goes to step in and just foul. That's gonna show up on your tab later.
Barbaro's getting blamed for the cat piss.
Always.
Mm-hmm.
He's the local.
Naturally.
He's the easy mark in that regard.
All right, so you each retire to your rooms. Velmarith,
I'll
you
go
join Tark in
talk
his
to-
room.
I will talk to Tarek with the door open.
You seek the company.
Fair.
Seeking the company of another.
I didn't know she was a freak like that. I mean,
Oh no.
Let the whole inn watch.
yeah.
And here.
Oh, no.
You enter. And Tarek's laid out on the bed.
Yeah. So in this room, there's no like chairs or anything. It's literally just a bed, right?
It's a bed and a nightstand.
Yeah. Okay. Just gonna sit on the bed and like scoot over and just pat the bed next to me. I guess. I don't know.
I
Come
will
hither.
stand.
It's hard being the only girl in the group, bro.
I'm not gonna jump your bones.
That's,
I'm a widower. I'm still grieving. You know that, right?
yeah, you're not my kind anyways.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Tarek looks. He starts to look hurt and then looks confused as to why he feels hurt.
Damn.
Anyways,
I have one more.
was there?
Would you?
What is it?
But I would like for you to share something with me first.
Show me titties.
Can you not?
Okay.
Why do you have horns?
I was born with them.
I've never met a human that's born with horns, and I've met many humans. in all walks of life.
Yep. Gonna say I'm one of a kind.
I suppose so.
But I've had them for as long as I can remember.
Do you know why you have horns?
Nope. I have no idea.
So you're not like part goat or like. Tarek stands up from the bed and actually like slowly approaches like Velnerith and like motions to like, can I look at your horns?
Sure.
Okay. Tarek just runs his finger along the like the ridges of the horns a couple times. Do they seem like a certain animal's type of horns to Tarek?
He's a druid.
That's why I wouldn't ask if I wasn't a druid.
Yeah.
Yeah, roll me a nature check.
Okay. I'm rolling really good this session, so this is gonna be a flop.
You got this. Come on.
That is an 11. I'm going to use my inspiration on this.
Do it.
So excited.
That is a 20. Dirty
Hey,
20.
there you go.
Nice.
Inspiration coming in clutch this session.
Yeah.
Elrith,
Yep.
do your horns resemble the horns of any type of animal?
Not to my knowledge. They are horns.
I will say this. Tark, you are a druid. You are versed in all walks of nature and life and familiar with almost every species of standard beast. Normally, with horns, there's striations that show where the horns essentially shed off the worn layer and grow and strengthen. That is just normal. It's pockmarked, scored away. These are flawless. There is no seam, there is no gouge, there is no scratch, there is nothing flawed in her horns. They are perfect.
Tarek pulls back. Do you think you were marked?
That's what I was told. Is the mark of my god.
Raynor is a horned being?
No.
I'm confused, but if I ask you another question, I feel like I'd be overstepping.
He's not a horned being to my knowledge, but while I was growing up, I was always told that I was special because of them. Because where I grew up, they believed in a different Greynor than I did.
I will, I overplayed the secret, by the way, but we're just gonna go with it anyway. I don't skip alcohol because I can't drink it because of Ash. That is a complete lie that I tell people so they don't ask me to drink. I drink grape juice because Adriana used to drink it. She used to hate the taste of alcohol. We used to sit and watch the sunset together and drink it. Every time I taste grapes, it reminds me of her.
Sweet.
Cute and satisfying.
When I was courting her, I would always pick fresh grapes and juice them and bring the juice to her, and I sucked at it, but she drank it anyway. Tarek just kind of looks down at the ground. Thank you. should probably go find Henry before he comes wandering around.
No, I hope somebody led him to his bed. I will go try to find Henry and make sure he has not wandered off.
It's right about now that you see Henry walking, hand up, kind of, uppies with Fane.
Please.
Oh, peace.
Mm.
I think this room is mine. Thank you, Fane.
Henry, grandfatherly, you watch Velnerith step out of Tarek's room with Tarek kind of coming up behind to close the door.
Looking kind of confused, but like inquisitive, but then like lets it go. And just
Oh man, I was so hoping that you were about to get the fucking stink eye from Henry.
No, it's the like inquisitive eye, and then just like shakes it off, and then goes to go in the room.
I am offended that you think Henry would not approve.
He's known you for a day.
Yeah, we know each other intimately now.
To be fair, because of that tower, we know each other better in like 2 days than some people do in 2 years. So
No
probably-
better way than to bond a party than with trauma.
It is and honestly, after the tower, it probably feels like we've known each other for half a year.
At least a couple months.
Yeah,
And Henry doesn't judge anybody negatively generally. So like if Velnerith is happy, then that's really all that matters to him in that regard. Henry's understanding of people's like flaws and what have you generally. So
Tarek actually opens his door back up and comes out and tries to flag down Velnerith before she goes into her room. Tarek pulls out, reaches into he has like a little pouch that he has around his neck, and he pulls out what looks to be the crudest carving of a barn owl you've ever seen in your life. You told me a lot about you. You've helped me a lot. You helped us take down these golems. You got smashed and you stood right back up. You can turn this in for a favor. Anything you ever need.
I'll take it.
I go back to my
And just
room.
nod my head.
Anybody else want to do anything before they go to bed?
Henry's passing the fuck out.
Tarek is done
Nappies.
hogging the spotlight.
Everybody gets their piece. You're good.
Yeah.
All right. Take this as a no. Y'all go to bed.
It
And
must
you
have.
successfully complete a long rest. Yeah.
Hey, long rest.
Cock-a-doodle-doo. Rooster wakes you up in the morning. Not an actual rooster. Fuck that. But dawn approaches, sun rises, and you all wake. Rested, well-fed, and feeling better than you have the last 2 days.
Awesome.
Seth
I'll-
will likely have already been outside since dawn, practicing his swordsman forms.
Hell yeah. They're getting it.
Yeah, I'll go down and get some breakfast.
Okay.
Meet everybody.
Henry
Okay.
will wake up slightly excited, and go immediately to his spell book. As he starts to like remember a couple spells that he forgot that he knew, and prepares them for the day.
Henry, as you go over to the bedside table and place down your spellbook, and you're going to refresh yourself with some incantations, and there's some things that are fresh in your mind. There's almost you feel younger, you feel more alive, and as you're flipping through the spellbook, you see there is a raven feather stuck in a page, and as you open it further into the spellbook than you have in a long time, there is strange flowing script, the runes and symbols different than most of your spells. Did you prepare?
Henry will take the Raven Feather, and he will take it from his spell book. Sorry, my dog is doing the spins. College apologies. She's all riled
We
up
love
tonight.
dogs.
She's
Oh,
all
we
riled
love
up
dogs.
tonight. But he will take the Raven Feather from his spell book, and I'll take it and put it in his notebook, on the page from the previous day, of the cliff notes of what happened. Remembering the bird that he spent some time with yesterday, and then prepare his spells.
Okay. Seth is outside practicing his swords play. Henry's prepared his spells. Velma's downstairs getting food, and the rest of you all, eventually at your pace, filter down. You're able to get some light fare, some eggs, a little bit of hash. That's about it. No meat.
Barbara's coming out with that hash. Fucking rolled up blood. Yeah, let's go, boys.
Wrong hash.
I mean,
Good.
yeah, no, not in this town. Not in this town. You gotta go a little further south for that.
They grow some really good tobacco out here. Gives a good kick.
I haven't partaken of anything of that regard. Quite some time. I used to have a
So you
pipe.
you see Barbaros with this really long rolled cigarette that he has, and he's like,
Oh, don't worry. It's a gift from Sidya. Spirit of fire. Enjoy.
as he hands Henry his cigarette.
Fuck yes.
You know what? Henry's gonna take it. Yeah. All he has to light is firebolt, but that seems powerfully aggressive to light a cigarette with.
No, it's already lit. He's already been puffing on it. Yeah.
That would have been great, though.
Right stuff. Oh god. Henry will take a few puffs. DM, can I make a sure, let's say I'm terrible at this. Let's say performance check to see if Henry can remember how to blow.
How to inhale properly.
Well, no, how to like he inhales fine, like his lungs are used to this, but like the to blow rings through rings.
Yeah, go ahead, do it. Let's roll a ring check.
Pull a Gandalf.
Fuck yeah.
14, so not terrible.
14. Yeah, they're a little wobbly, but Barbaros, you watch as just this old gnome takes a long toke, and then just starts puffing out like 3 or 4 nice. So they're, like I said, they're a little wobbly, not huge, but like decent smoke rings.
Very good. I understand pipe smoking's more refined, but I've always enjoyed this method. Picked it up.
Having a pipe, I know coming from me, but it holds sentiment and memory in that regard, and it feels more sentimental, truly.
Yes, there's just one problem with pipes is I open up my mouth and all you see is the road of pike-shaped teeth.
Don't work that well.
Wait. And Henry will go through his bag, kind of starting to remember what he packed, because it is his old adventuring pack. It's not. It is the old equipment that he had years and years ago, and he pulls out a pipe.
Just a fucking sword of dragon slaying in there.
You know, just because. It holds up a pipe. It is it looks like it should be like a bone pipe, but the coloration isn't white. It's a like light purple-esque to the actual like pipe section, and the tip that comes out to where you put your mouth is actually has a metal inlay on it. and it has engravings into it like it's like an ivory pipe or a bone pipe, but none of them really make sense. They're just like swirls, what have you. This might withstand the jaggedness.
Yes. Takes it up, takes out some of his own tobacco from a pouch and stuffs it in there. Takes a small little flint tinder, strikes it. Let's see here.
Do smoke with care though. It's an old pipe.
He's takes a couple experimental draws from it, and the problem is, Barbaros doesn't have any lips, so it's the forming that seal is the problem. So he's getting it like in the he puts it like so he's got to tuck it like all the way to the side of his mouth and like get it in there and just close his mouth around it between the teeth. That's what creates that gap bind. That he just. Now, I can see you working with this for a while.
It might save you on the papers, but don't lose it, please.
No, dried leaves. This makes the best papers. Not the best burning or clean. Got a really bad infection once. Something ivy.
Ugh.
Ooh.
Oh. No.
Yeah, PSA kids, don't smoke poison ivy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that sounds so many levels of painful.
My
You
stepsister
can get it.
ate
You
it
can
once.
get it on your lungs. It is a thing.
Yeah, my stepsister ate it once and got it in her stomach.
Oh.
I am the lucky individual of my family that is not allergic to it, but my other cousins,
my wife.
but my other cousins are deathly allergic to it. So I would be the kid that went through the woods and pulled all the poison ivy before they came through.
Good man.
The
Good
lucky one.
I was the lucky one.
All right, so you all join each other for breakfast, and Henry and fucking Barbaros are just sitting at the table enjoying hash and eggs and choking on this big old purple pipe.
So where are we? The two next.
Bounty board. Go over to the, well, it's kind of like a sheriff, but not quite. Constabulary.
I don't
See
know
Kasha.
what you said.
I don't know.
Good glory. Somebody with lips say that word.
A constabulary.
There.
As Seth walks in, wiping himself off with the towel.
Welcome back, Seth. The food is ready.
I cover my plate. So he
Much
comes
very-
down, bring it closer
appreciated.
to my body, like a prisoner. Like,
Not this time.
I
you can
don't
hear
even
the
have
little-
my bag on me, you daft lizard.
All I do is make like a low dog growl at him, like.
You really have to get over it.
As this interaction is happening, Tarek, you notice the doors to the tavern open up behind Seth, and a large, pink feathered owlin walks in and is heading up to the bar to get food.
Target doesn't say anything. He just studies it intently, waiting to see what it orders.
There's only standard fare, so you watch as Kashaw, the large, like feathered arms come out, and just like his strange, like hunched and just kind of crooked nature. He just reaches in and scoops up this big plate of just eggs and hash, and just scurries over to one of the few tables that's by one of the large bay windows towards the front, and just seems to be excitedly eating, just kind of like gobbing down like large quantities of food and just like straight up just swallowing. But, leisurely.
Doesn't order a bowl of sesame seeds.
No. That's racist.
No, it's profiling.
It's speciesist.
I don't just stare at it for the
Also
entire time, but I will do every once in a while, just kind of like
He's a carnivore.
side eye, take a peek.
Fair. I should say dead mice on the plate.
There you go.
Apologies.
He's a carnivore. Dietary functions.
You're watching him eat eggs and hash browns, so
Are we
Protein is still there.
the bounty board? Are we looking for something specifically to the plights that we've been dealing with, or are we just looking for funds?
Yes.
Yeah, I don't see why it can't be both.
I do understand. I just I like to have a goal, generally.
If we find one that is both, I think that is preferred.
We do a
Alright.
bounty, we get the gold, we maybe get some more information, and then we head to Maypool. If we don't gain any more knowledge.
All right, seems reasonable.
I actually now have 2 reasons to go, so. I'd like to find a temple to Valendor. It's time to meet my grandfather.
Who is your grandfather?
According to the Planetar, my blood is descending from Valendor, god of balance. I don't know much about him. I was never a religious man. I care more about the primal guardians. But I'm willing to learn, and I think I need to. I can only assume the capital city has a temple to him.
Well, let's go to the bounty board.
you'll finish up your breakfast and head on out to the bounty board. So you going to the one that's actually at the guardhouse, or the one that's in the Crystal Market? I can remember things.
There was one in the Garden District. I don't know if that
Yeah.
was
That's the
Yes.
Crystal Market one, I think. Was nearby that.
Kingswich. Things. Yeah, in the Garden District, and then there's a few placed throughout the city, but you know for a fact that there's one at the giant geode, like placed right in front of it at the center of the market, and then there was one right in front of the guardhouse. So, which one do you head towards? May
be
or may
heading
not
towards-
affect the bounties you see.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm gonna head towards the. If need be, we could always divide and conquer, but I'll be heading towards the ones in the near the market, so that we can also canvass some of the merchants gathering.
that sounds good to me.
Okay. So you head that way, and it's still fairly early in the morning. Some of the stalls have opened, some have people showing up with hand carts and loading up wares onto their tables, hanging their wooden signs onto the booths that they have. And you get to the bounty board, and there you see currently there are four posters posted. One says Kobold Raiders Extermination. 100 gold per tail, 250 gold per ear. Which is the one y'all just turned in. But
Yep.
it's still up.
I'll look it up.
Second, you see Wanted, Alive, Harl's Pain, The Bloody Bullseye, wanted for jewelry theft. Reward 500 gold. You see a hand scrawled parchment. This one's just kind of like ripped and torn, and just like stuck with like an old rusted dagger. And it says, "Adventurers wanted exploration of Jornson's Hold. See reader." And yeah, C as in like see with your eyes, and then capital REDER. Seems like a name.
Does that one have a price on it?
Nope. That is all it says. And then the last one says wanted, dead. And Tarek saw this. It's a fucking stupid name. Casey Dow Ditched is the name. Wanted for poisoning local well.
Oh. Fuck that guy.
Also,
was there-
not a posted gold reward on that one either. There's no listed.
Does it say who to follow up with if we were to take that?
Does not.
I feel that wanted dead. It seems a bit extreme. I know poisoning water is not a great thing,
They
but
ruined the
but at the
Tarek
same.
just interrupt them. They ruined the water supply. I want them dead too. Let's take this one.
But maybe we could communicate, figure out why they, I don't know, did what they did. Maybe they had a reason.
Maybe they had a good reason.
Yes.
All right. Tarek grabs up the bounty.
And I'm holding it now. Tarek then realized he doesn't know what to do with it, so it's Seth with us, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I go over to Seth and I just hand it to him.
All right. I'll take it. I'm also going to grab the bounty for the living target.
Okay.
Did we happen to see Seth eat, or not Seth, Tarek eat one of the posts up on the board?
Roll a perception check.
You saw
Nothing to see
nothing.
here.
I don't want to roll a perception. I want to ignore it happened.
All right, Seth, you have both the bounties.
All right. I'll go ahead and now for in-game purposes, I don't believe there's anybody we really have to check in with as far as like taking the bounty and going on to said mission. We only have to do a check-in with turning it in.
Technically, yes. Though it would be good practice
To contact the guild or the guild hall or the guard or the watch to inform them.
to make sure somebody else hasn't already done it, or
Right.
there's not multiple parties vying for it, to save on contention
Costs.
later on when
Right.
people overlap on the same bounty.
We also have neither a lead nor a reward listed, so I would like to gather more information on this.
That is fair.
All right. Yep. I'll give them the heads up of where they need to go. The guard captain and to talk to Jonas if he's there. Or Jonas.
Jonah.
Yona. Yukiona.
Yugi boy.
Seth lets you all know that if you want to check in with someone before just full tilting off, you can head to the guardhouse.
Barbaros,
Yes.
if you're with us, do you mind to go ahead and canvass some of the merchants that are arriving, or look like they haven't been here long, or look like they're planning on departing? See if they know, or canvass them for any information regarding our potential devil situation. Mayhap,
I will go.
I was gonna say, mayhap you should join as the subject matter expert, I suppose.
Probably for the best. Let's go.
Come on, Henry.
If you guys want, I can go ahead and take this to the guardhouse.
I'm gonna go with Seth because I have questions I want to ask, but I also want him to lead.
Understood.
All right. Let's go.
Where's Fane going?
Bob? Yeah, that's
Bane's
right.
just
Fane.
standing there.
Fane's just hanging out.
Means there.
Fane's just muted.
I can go along with Barbaros.
Yeah, I'm literally like, fine, let's go.
Grab him.
You give me an air of legitimacy.
I don't know about that.
Does he? Are you sure?
Hey,
Sketchy
Zelvin.
elf person.
The
Yes.
Eldrin? Are you sure?
Oh,
fake
yes,
people?
look at him. He's most of the gods will be lusting after him, and then I can speak to the god master.
I'm not sure I like this plan.
You already signed up.
I'm very
well.
sure of this plan. You see,
There's the campaign name.
all of you pink-skinned things seem to think that this type of pink skin is beautiful.
So I'm like pointing at Fane.
You know
With the
he's-
golden skin.
You know, he's got a fair point.
I don't
I think
even
it's
like
more
him then.
akin to the generalized shape and musculature of Fane.
To be
Body
fair,
structure.
Fane is fairly androgynous, like a little
Mhm.
masculine leaning, but fairly androgynous. They're just
Yeah,
Pretty.
Think about it, middle of the road. You can appeal to everybody.
Appeal to all.
Yeah, see,
My Boros is pointing you out on a stick, like, look at it.
Look at it.
look
It's
at
cute.
look at the hot elf.
You all
Yeah,
think
you
this
all
is
think it.
pretty.
Look at it! Look
yeah,
at
Barbaros,
it!
yeah, is like horribly generalizing because he just looks at Fane like, yeah, it's healthy looking. that's his metric of beauty.
Out
Doesn't
here,
have a fat tail, so not too
Doesn't- yeah,
interested.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep,
no
no.
fat tail, but it looks healthy. Yeah, you guys like healthy things, right?
Barbaros is just out
Probably produce offspring.
bidding for like auctioning off Fane. People are just like, "What is it?
What?
Unwrap him and find out."
What do you mean? What is it? What is that about?
2 copper.
Tis a potential mate.
Copper. Damn.
Hey, you
Oh.
gotta start somewhere.
That's rough. Henry's in the crowd, just like stoking up the bids.
What? 1 gold.
God. All right. Anyway.
Oh my god. He just keeps chiming the same number because he forgets.
Yes.
Oh God.
So I'm basically, if Barbaros is looking for any people in our caravans, I'm going to be looking for people whose gear looks a little banged up, and you know, the telltale signs like they haven't dug all the arrowheads out of the sides of the wagons that they were coming in on. Maybe they're short a horse where they should be. They just look kind of harassed. That's what
Go
I'm looking for.
ahead And roll me a perception check.
Perception check for dead
Not
horse.
perception. I'm sorry. Investigation.
Yeah, let's
Those
see.
are the words
here.
I meant to say.
I'm going to split this task with the others, and I tell them what I'm looking for, so I'm not doing this alone.
Okay, group investigation check. That
Do
would
it.
be Velnerith, Henry, Fane, and Barbaros.
Yeah,
What
we have a better
guidance
chance
myself.
of not failing with it if it's just me.
Investigation.
Yes.
Autumn, do a very
Fuck
good
yeah.
investigation. Let's see.
Ah.
It's okay, Fane. You just stand there and look pretty.
Let's go, Henry. We got this.
20. Natural 20 for a 25.
I got
Damn.
a 20. I got a 24.
Damn.
10.
10? All right, Fane.
And it's 17.
Damn. Okay.
Barbaros is trying the hardest and doing the least.
That is
He's
why I
delegating.
asked for all of you.
He's delegating.
Leadership is delegation.
Managing.
Boss
There's a management
dragon
position
energy.
in there for you somewhere.
Oh God.
There's gonna be a
Okay.
pizza party at the end of this.
Oh, that hits way too close to home.
Oh, amazing,
Way too close.
amazing. I hate it. Okay, so you all move around the garden market, heading away from the bounty board at the center. And as you've been perusing it, more people have rolled into the stalls, and a lot of them are locals, Barbaros. You know that, and you kind of get caught up talking to a couple of the farmers you know from just outside of town. And Henry, you see a
Yeah.
you're welcome. You're gonna enjoy this.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know me. I like to rehash characters. You see coming in from the southern end of the market, this massive wooden wagon, like the full like gypsy wagon, like wooden topped, everything. It's cabin on wheels with these huge iron strapped wheels, and there's like an iron chassis built underneath, and it's being pulled by 4 large oxen. And there's just this rough and tumbled like shaggy red-haired young man, just rolled up like burn marked linen sleeves, a leather apron on in front of him, even though he's riding the wagon. And this, though it is gorgeous and beefed up, it does look worse for wear. There are scorch marks on the side, claw marks gouging out along one of the wheels, like some of the spokes are damaged. There's also a smokestack coming out of the top, almost like a chimney towards the back of this, towards the front rather of this large wagon.
Is there a
And
giant
Belnrith, you
skull on
notice
the top?
there is not a giant skull. No. This is no. Wrong campaign.
What?
Fuckers. This is not the Shaggin' Wagon. I will not bring that fucking monstrosity into this campaign.
Why not?
Because
I will gesture to the group. I don't think I'd be able to flag them down, but that seems like what we're looking for, information wise. It's worse for wear in some sense. Anyone at all?
Yep, let's do it.
So you say that it gave birth to twins? Interesting.
This is Barbaros over there talking to another farmer.
Barbaros.
Barbara.
I could use your assistance here.
No. Well, let me know how it goes with the chickens later. Yeah, we'll talk later.
Oh, absolutely, Barbaros. You have a wonderful day, dear.
I gesture with my staff towards the wagon. Do you know them?
You sure as fuck don't.
No, don't recognize it in the heraldry. Weapons and kit aren't local.
Seems worse for wear. That might be worth a conversation.
Let's stride over there. Oh there, hello, gentlemen, boys, whatever. Yeah,
Screw that. That's the wrong way. Barbaros wouldn't do that. He would just stride right over, walk up, and was like,
hey, look like you got the piss taken out of you.
The figure that is guiding the wagon started to bring it to a slow stop. Looks down. He is massive, burly, like shaved top, but it's like coming through, kind of stubbly on top of the head. And it's clearly red hair, thick, shaggy beard, and you can see there's like singes coming out of the beard, like little brown and black specks of burnt off hair. Burns all along the shirt that he's wearing, up his arms, and looks down. We may have run into some trouble along the road.
Barbaros takes a long drag from that fat, long cigar he's been smoking and passes it up to the man.
Steady yourself down.
He puts out a hand at the back. But my apologies, sir. I'm not nervous. Just the way I talk.
Oh.
Well, as I look along the line of any other men that are here, and I look at his
What trouble?
It's no other men. It's just him.
So what was the trouble?
Just a few demons along the roads. That's all. Took care of it.
Demons?
Yes.
What's a demon look like?
What you mean? What demon look like? A demon?
That's
When
what
I look at
describe
the-
it. Height, size, color. Felder, come here.
I'll walk over.
The man starts to stand, and he steps down the large, like, iron rung, like there's literally like a step ladder that comes down off of the bench. Steps down to the ground, and he's a good, like, roughly 6 feet tall, really buff guy. Goes, oh, well, red skin, big. Couple of them had wings, claws,
Any chains?
chains. No, ma'am.
Red, big claws and wings.
Do I know what it sounds like?
Sounds like imps or regular.
No, he-
Honestly, fairly run-of-the-mill demons. That
Sounds like he's-
describes a lot of
Yeah.
demons.
It kind of sounds like he's describing a very large chicken.
A voice comes from well below the wagon. Probably literally can't see me. Where are you coming from, specifically?
He looks down to you and originally from Howard.
Where did you meet your trouble on the road?
Everywhere, sir.
The entire road.
Couldn't go more than a day or two without something.
Well, if we want some excitement.
You're one of them fair folk.
Yes, as Barbaros has pointed out.
Would you know how far I am from the green circle?
Would Fane know what the green circle is?
Roll me a history check.
Did Vane know?
With advantage, because he is a Bay of
With
or Bane.
He is
With
not
guidance.
from Nemiracy, so no.
with guidance.
Well,
Plus
yeah,
one. Are you giving guidance?
Yeah, I'm gonna
Yeah.
give you guidance.
Thank you.
Pling.
That's a total of 17.
17, that's good. Yes, the green circle is actually the only druidic haven in Nemiracy. It is led by and protected by a paladin of Gradoris. He's a human, supposedly, that was gifted a large swath of land in Nemiracy that has then housed this druid circle. It's a sanctuary for druids and other types. This would actually be something you were very familiar with, because it is the only known place to be gifted in the same way as the Mother's Heart. Though the Mother's Heart was a gift from Gradoris and Sandiel, the goddess of life.
So about how far away are we here in this town from there?
It is in the northwestern portion of Nemiracy, so it's probably 1 to 2 weeks more travel.
You're on your way. Still at least a week's ride. Hopefully less troublesome than what you've had so far.
Well, I've never been to the Elven country, but they say it's nice.
I can assure you, once you are there, you won't have these same troubles.
Yes, I put my arm around his shoulders. Pink skin as far as the eye can see. Soft-bodied things. And those roundnesses.
Oh,
As I look at Fane, yeah, I'm looking at Fane like, or the lack of roundnesses.
Fane has a lot of angles.
Fane literally does not know how to handle this. They're just like mouth slightly agape, just kind of stuck.
Henry, being there, is going to take his cane and just whack the back of Barbaros's knee. Not super hard, but enough that like you get the picture of like, hey, maybe no.
Oh, yes.
No.
Well, I don't know much about that, but I like my sharp edges. And he points to the now that you've come, the scorch marks kind of cover it a bit, but now that you're close and he's pointed it out, you see on the side of the wagon a placard that reads Seamus's Armaments.
Do you have a full smithy in your wagon?
Why, yes, I do.
That's a new one.
Is it heavy?
It's quite inspired.
Thank you very much. Yes, it is heavy. I made it myself. Reinforced suspension on the wagon, and my pa caught them, and he points towards the oxen, and you realize they're dire ox. They are easily twice the size of a normal ox, and there's massive bony protrusions coming out of the jaws into like a secondary set of horns underneath the large crown that comes out of their heads.
Cool. Very interesting.
Very cool.
My wagon took a beating, but most of them devils, well, put up a fight, but I ain't no ceaseless flame, but gave them what for.
You finished them off.
Most of them.
We have individuals in our group that may use your services. So are you planning on parking anywhere for a period of time?
I'm gonna stay here for a few days, patch up the wagon.
I looked at Velnerith. Most of the group could use maybe a adjustment, sharpening, what have you, to some of their more up close armaments. Might want to let them know.
Probably a good idea.
Well, thank you, sir, for the information. I appreciate you letting us know the dangers on the road.
Pleasure's mine. Come and see me if you need some.
I think we will.
Gets busy, kind of. Good.
Yeah, start walking away.
Yeah, he busies himself, just kind of, he walks towards the back of the wagon and starts setting himself up.
I think we have individuals doing other things.
Yes, that cues us up to Seth and Tark as they head towards the guardhouse.
Alright, just gonna walk right in.
Head in. Jonah's still there at the desk.
No. Hail, June.
I see you're back, Mr. Monster Hunter.
So long as there are monsters and I am not yet dead.
Not too many monsters around here. But happy to
placed
have an
the-
Iron Brand member.
I placed the bounties on the table. Monsters come in many forms. As I gesture to the bounty.
Oh, Jesus Christ, this again.
Thunder, happy bitch. So Jonah looks over and goes, "Ah, yeah, Harl's Payne. He rolled through town about week and a half ago, I think. He knocked over 2 of the stores. So we got that bounty out on him. He's wanted to last. We can figure out where he put him, just in case he doesn't have them on him.
Right.
And this one, Queso. I don't know nothing about that bounty, actually. I haven't heard about a poisoned well.
There's nothing to indicate whom we would speak to regarding this, then.
Yeah, and he points to the one about Harl's Payne, and there's a seal at the bottom that is the symbol of the guards. That's an official town bounty.
So
that
these
one
ones
I-
aren't officially sanctioned.
I don't know nothing about that one.
Is it common for the locals to post bounties without town officials?
Not wanted dead ones.
Fascinating. All right then. Well, these are the 2 that we'll be taking. I'm gonna double check your board outside to see if mayhap this one has been repeated.
All right. I'm just gonna suggest it's not guard sanctioned, so maybe don't go killing anybody.
We'll see. As is anything else, should the option not present itself, death may be the only solution. Worry not, as I move my coat to the side and show the manacles I have hanging off my belt.
Manacles all well and good. If you kill a man just because a piece of paper tells you to that's not sanctioned, you're committing murder. And he
Again.
looks to you, Tar. He goes, "Do you understand what I'm saying?"
Provided that he does not
Tarek is
attack
trying to
first.
unravel his mental gymnastics that that this guy is going through right now. It just nods.
Mayhap you misunderstood me, Jonas. If a man attacks you first and foremost, and the ability to take them alive is not an option, then you kill them. Because it is your life. That would be forfeit should you not. That is what I'm referring to. If the option to take them alive is viable, then so be it. If they resist or attempt to kill us in turn, then they will die first.
I'm gonna
Much like
grab
when you're
Seth-
dealing with a beast.
I'm gonna grab Seth on the shoulder and just like whisper in his ear, "Better ask forgiveness and permission," and then walk out of the guardhouse.
Fair enough. Good day, Jonas.
I'm gonna have to tell Miss Veilborn about this, and he turns around and walks through the door behind him.
I turn around and walk away. I don't have time to deal with his freaking commander.
Okay.
I'm not part of this town. I don't listen to them. Very well then.
Good job.
We're
We
to
did
see how well
everybody.
this goes. I'm so excited for next session when you all go to jail. Great.
Jailbreak.
what?
Jailbreak.
Each party does it at least once. Come on.
That's true.
Has a crime occurred?
Oh God. Huh. With
God.
that.
Yes.
All right, I'm gonna check
We
that
will-
bounty board on the way out.
Gotcha. We will pick up there next session.
Mhm.
Okay.
That'll be fun.
I'm gonna set the
Yep,
prison
I'm
on fire
excited.
with me in it.
I'm so excited.
Yes, you will.
Okay. Anyway, We'll see you guys all next time. Thank you all so much for watching, and yeah, have a great time. Have a great night, whatever it is. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.